The amendments proposed in this bill are aligned with our approach of managing Muslim affairs in Singapore. Our Muslim community is a confident one, and how we practice our faith is founded on the strong underpinnings of Islam and contextualized to our way of life in Singapore. It cannot and should not be influenced by foreign forces, as our community must chart our own way forward based on the set of values that have allowed Singapore and Singaporeans to thrive in an increasingly polarized world. In support of the launch of the commitment to safeguard religious harmony in June 2019, Mufti Ustaz Mohamad Fatris Bakaram had said that MUIS's efforts have always been guided by the vision of establishing a common space and advancing the common good for all in our society, and to keep out divisive and isolationist tendencies. The practices of our mosques and religious institutions under MUIS are already aligned to the enhanced safeguards in the MRHA amendments, in particular, to ensure local leadership in our religious institutions, as well as regulations on foreign funding. For example, all members of the MUIS Council and the board members of our madrasas are Singapore citizens. We are also proud that the strong support of the Muslim community in Singapore through the monthly contributions of the Mosque Building and Mendaki Fund, or MBMF, has allowed us to raise funds for our community to build and upgrade mosques in all our estates and to support education in our madrasas without the need for foreign funding. We can and must continue to be self-reliant so that as a Singaporean Muslim community, we are able to address our own needs without becoming susceptible to manipulation by foreign parties for their own agenda and risking the peace and harmony we have enjoyed as a society. We will not condone any foreign preacher advocating violence, segregationist, or intolerant teachings that could divide our multiracial, multi-religious society and build up unhappiness across different faith communities. In 2017, Imam Nala, a preacher from India, was charged and repatriated for making remarks against Christians and Jews. Our community leaders and those of other faiths met with him. Before leaving Singapore, he apologized and showed that he understood the implications of his remarks on trust between communities in Singapore. Both the Muslim community and non-Muslim Singaporeans welcomed his apology and gesture of reconciliation. However, we need more than MRHA laws to ensure that our Muslim community remains strongly grounded in how Islam is practiced in Singapore's multi-religious context. Workers' Party MP Faisal Manap earlier mentioned about how integration is done in Australia. But here in Singapore, we must determine what works best for our unique multi-religious context. We must always uphold our common spaces. And our schools are critical common spaces where we nurture a shared identity and a shared experience among our children, regardless of race and religion. This has worked well for Singapore. Our entire community, our religious teachers, our leaders, must continue to be proactive and have the conviction that religious harmony is imperative to the survival and success of Singapore, and then to equip ourselves with the knowledge and skills to live out these values every day. This is why, to be registered under the Asatiza Recognition Scheme, or ARS, one must possess the necessary qualifications as well as abide by the Asatiza Code of Ethics, which states that religious teachings must not encourage extremism or violence, nor denigrate other faiths, and instead inculcate respect and understanding towards others. The ARS was introduced as a voluntary scheme in 2005, and community support, including amongst the Asatiza, has been strong. This was underscored when our community and religious leaders themselves asked in 2016 for the ARS to be made mandatory. Today, we have more than 4,500 Asatiza registered under the ARS. Several crucial ingredients make the ARS work. First, the Asatiza Recognition Board, comprising senior and respected Asatiza in the community, oversees the ARS. supported by MUIS. Second, the board and MUIS take ARS registration seriously, instituting provisional periods of observation and requiring additional interviews as the board deems necessary. Third, ARS Asatiza are required to attend regular continuous professional education training programs, and their suitability as Asatiza is periodically reviewed. Their accreditation will be revoked if they breach ARS standards. For example, Mohamad Said, who was placed on a restriction order in December 2018, was struck off the ARS earlier in May 2018 for his segregationist teachings that contravene the ARS Code of Ethics. In summary, the ARS is a robust, community-led system. It shows the Singapore Muslim community's strong sense of ownership and commitment to ensuring that its religious teachers are credible and that their teachings are in line with Singapore's multi-religious context.